In the previous video, we looked at this building with a clock tower on one end of it. Now, what I want to do is just explain some of the aspects of the orthogonal drawing. What we have from the original drawing is a top view and a front view, and I'm going to construct a right side view and a left side view. So I have transferred this drawing to a very small one here, and what I'm going to have to do is just show you that when we have a top view, just as we have here, and we have a front view, it is directly below it. So all of these drawings coordinate. And what I'm going to do is just quickly show you, if I place my ruler against this side, is that the top view is directly above the front view. Conversely, the front view is directly below the top view. Just some aspects of it. Here is the front of the building. And here is the end of the clock tower. Now, they're just parts of the drawing. We can see that we've already been given the height. This part here, the top view, the front view. Top view are directly above the front view directly below the top view. And we make sure we label these views. This is top view, this is front view. Now, to get a right side view and a left side view, what I do is I project from my top view, and let's call this the leading wall or the front wall. I just simply project outwards from that to a point here and to a distance far enough away from the front view that I can construct my next drawing. I then draw a line vertically downwards, and I'm just going to use the existing lines as a basis for that. I can do this with a rectangle, a set of set squares, and then in this instance I construct an angle of 45 degrees. Now, I'm going to do this just by simply measuring the height of that. That happens to be 31.5. Just going to draw across here, a point there. And so what I've got is a line here, and this line, or this angle, is 45 degrees. I'm going to firm that in, just so that you can see the reference point that I'm working to. So I've got the front of the building, this here, I might call that A. I'd call this part here, if I could see it, A. This angle here is 45 degrees. Just so that you can see that. I then project all the significant lines from the top view across to this line of 45 degrees. So here is my back edge. And we usually put all of these lines in a very, very faint line, which we call a construction line. So I'm just going to go across there lightly until I hit the 45 degrees. Here is the ridge of the building. Go across there faintly. The other side of the clock tower, go across to there faintly. And the front of the building, which we'd already drawn. We'd drawn this out here. Now, when we have each one of those lines in place, we then drop those vertically. So again, just get my reference. There is a line there. I'm just going to bring that down vertically with a faint construction line. The next one I can see, faint. There. And the last one. So I have each part of this drawing, and I've projected it across to this 45-degree angle. I then take the lines of the front view and I project those across. So here is the base of it. Project that across. Here is the top of the wall. Project that across. Here is this part of the ridge line. Project that across. The top of the ridge. This part. And the very top of the clock tower. Project that across. So I have this maze of lines. Now, it's quite easily understood. If I follow one line, and in this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow, just easier to say, the top of the clock tower, that point there, follow that across, comes across to here, follows it down. So there is the top of my clock tower. I'm just going to put a little dot there so you can see. Here is the side of the clock tower, bring it down. The side of the clock tower is there. Here's the other side of the clock tower, bring it across there. We've got one across here, across to here. Now this is the right side view. Now if we were looking from here, we couldn't actually see the front of the clock tower. So we've got those three parts of a clock tower. We've got the side wall. Now the side wall comes to here and here. So I'm going to firm those in. This line, I'm going to firm it in. This is the base of the building. I'm going to firm that in. And we can see that our roof goes from here across to this point in the middle. So our roof's coming to here, which is there. So I'm just going to put that line in lightly because some of it will disappear. There. Same on the other side. There. Our clock tower is from here to here, so I'm going to put that in. Put that in. And finally, the pointed part of the clock tower is going to here and to here. So that we drop all these parts in. And in this instance, the roof is going to cover the back of the clock tower, so this line can go in. Now I'm going to firm these in with a pen just so that you can see it quite clearly. Normally we don't use a pen, obviously, in graphics, in this area of the graphics. So we've got a line here, we've got a line here, a baseline, side of the building, side of the building. Our clock tower is rising directly above that. Hopefully you could see that the way in which we would see our clock tower properly is from the left side view. Now, as you can tell, I've got a lot of construction lines in here. I'm not going to worry about erasing them. I'm going to leave it. These are light construction lines. I'm going to just firm in my lines, which I've done with a darker unit. And so this is the right side view. This is the view looking from the right, and so part of the clock tower is going to be cut off. Now, to see the other part, what I would have to do is construct these lines to the other side. So the left side view, I'm just going to move my camera out a little bit, is to do exactly the same here. So my front view is just going to be drawn across. All the aspects of the front view go across. There is the top of the roof going across. Top of the brickwork, I imagine, for the clock tower or the timber work. So we have these construction lines travelling out to the left. We do exactly the same in the top view as what we have done with the right side view. We project each of these lines outwards. So here is the other side of the building, coming out here, coming out to this point here. Again, I've constructed a line of 45 degrees at this point, and I'm going to firm that in just so that you can see that angle is 45 degrees from the vertical. I construct each one of my lines out to that 45 degree line. And then I construct those downwards, and then I join the dots again. So I'm just going to take a reference off this line, this vertical line. Again, you can do this with set squares. Project each line downwards. So that we have the last line coming in here. This is going to be our front. So we're looking from the left side. So we're looking at the building from this side. This part here, if we're looking at, see the full front of the clock tower. So I'm going to draw that in first. Here is the line of the clock tower here. Here is this line. Now I'm pretty confident, so I'm going to firm that line in just so you can see it. Here is the other side of the clock tower. There is the top of the construction work before the actual pointy part starts. We have a line going across here. We have an angle here. Going to the top. An angle here going to the top. This is our roof line to this part here. So that we can firm those in. Just there and there. And we can see here is the top, it goes to this point here. We can put those in. So they travel to that point. And this basically, now if we wanted to, we would just put this in as hidden detail. Usually what we do in orthogonal drawings is put parts in as hidden detail, and they are a short broken line. Just a very small line like that, short broken line. Hidden detail, hidden detail. In this part on the right side view, we would show or indicate the remainder of the clock tower, the pointed part, as a broken line or a hidden detail line. So that gives you an indication of where we are situated with our left side view, our right side view, a very basic understanding of the types of lines. As I said, these very faint lines which we have here, which I'm not erasing, they are construction lines. They're a very faint line, very thin line. These parts here, which are a firm line, okay? So as long as we start to get our construction lines in it and map out the whole unit, we've got a fair understanding of what our left side view, our front view, our right side view, and our top view. It's important to note, you don't just place the front view or the top view anywhere you like. Top view is directly above the front view. Right side view is directly to the right of the front view. Left side view to the left of the front view. Each of these correlates. Each of these has lines telling it where it must